shall we? Here we go, everyone. Welcome to Dogao versus Licks, Heresy versus SY.
Heresy vs SY. Okay, I got one half right.
And this will be a best of three. Damn it. You know when players change teams and you forget all about it?
Yeah.
Isn't that embarrassing?
Yeah, I'm blushing now.
It's
I want to go hide
okay.
in the corner.
But we do have Regicide Fortress for our first map, and it is a classic map. It's an El Clasico map, one which has given us countless hours of joy over the years. And you can see Licks here doing what a lot of Regicide Fortress players like to do, grabbing their boar with their scout, and in this case, he's playing very riskily.
Yep.
Trying to kill it with this TC, but it's all calculated. Licks, he knows what he's doing. Hopping the scout into the castle to heal him up, and he's got the two boar safely under the TC without a problem or a care in the world. Playing as the Britons then to the northeast of the map. Britons coming in on Regicide Fortress. What do you think about that, Robo?
The Britons, they seem to make sense. Like, they've got a ranged unit as a unique unit. You can use them to get out there and do some raiding.
Mm-hmm.
Their eco bonus, half price TCs on the wood cost, incredibly good for getting your boom going at the same time as making longbows. The big question, though, is, like, what do Britons do against siege rams, right? That is, like, their well-known weakness in late game.
Yeah.
So, like, they're sort of forced into playing, you know, something like longbows or arbs and onagers. That's really what they're forced into doing. And I feel like Vikings doing, you know, arb, siege ram, or even berserk siege ram could potentially hard counter the Britons. Depends how much damage he's able to do in Castle Age.
Yeah, and you think economically as well. We saw it in the first series with Viper and with his game. You could see clearly just how effective the Viking economy is at getting up to the Castle Age, getting up to the Imperial Age, and taking advantage of that power spike. If you can get Rams out and start getting Arbalest before the Briton player gets to Imp, then the Briton player could have a problem on their hands. He should be able to save this boar, but he doesn't react quickly enough.
The gate is closed, though, so it can't walk too far.
Yeah, I thought he'd get it with this villager, though, before it ran back. But here he is, guys. Dogao spawning down to the south of the map in the blue. And he is playing as the Vikings in this one, as we were just saying. The Viking economy, a little bit better than Britain's. But look at the uptimes.
Absolutely
They're
identical.
Neck and neck right now. But obviously, Dogao's boar a little bit awkward, having a little bit of a hard time getting it in, but he'll get there eventually. He'll get there at the end.
He'll be fine. He'll be able to click up to Castle Age just fine, especially once he gets that free wheelbarrow to help out.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, like, at this point, they're just going to do the standard, go up to Castle Age, you know, build your market, build your blacksmith. Who do we think has the better map?
I was just going to look at the maps in a second. First of all, though, let's take a look at Dogao's. I just wanted to see if I could do the combined scouting thing.
I think that's Alt-D?
Alt-D, right. I want to just try something here. Alt-D. There you go. You can see both players' line of scout. Line of sight, scouting. You can see the whole map. You can see that.
As they explore.
Yeah, there you go. That's what Dogao sees, and Licks sees that. He's done a little bit more scouting so far compared to Dogao, which is interesting. But let's zoom back in and take a look at Dogao's base. And we're going to see what he is up to at the moment. It's obviously going to be a fast castle, but my main concern for Dogao is this left side. All of his gold, very exposed.
Yes. Yeah. And remember, longbows could come out and do some raiding in Castle Age, denies all of that instantly. That could potentially be a huge problem. Maybe if Licks doesn't even play Boomy. You know, if he goes forward, siege workshops, mangonels, longbows,
just lock it
right
down
in your face.
Yeah, right.
If he scouts, all three golds are there. Like, that seems like the logical solution, right?
Well, he's seen one of them, and if he continues to come around in this trajectory, he'll see number 2, and he'll see number 3. Licks just hit the jackpot right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's huge. Now, looking at Licks' side of the map, his gold situation, it's a little bit better, but it's not great. It's kind of all on the left side of his base.
The benefit for him is that they aren't right in the same place. Like,
exactly.
If they deny the back 2 golds, he can sort of TC the front one, or, you know, vice versa. But it's still not ideal. And looks like he's taken everyone off gold. So possibly we're not going to see any aggression whatsoever. Everyone going to wood.
Yeah.
Going for TCs.
He's long distance mining the stone that he needs for the TCs. And it looks like Licks is going to be playing it, well, safe I suppose you could say.
It's the standard play, just going for the boom.
And, maybe he'll add a couple of archers in there, longbows from the castle. But apparently we're lagging right now. Someone in the office might be uploading a YouTube video. It's not us?
Yeah, it's we don't know what it is.
What do you mean?
Well, this is the wreck, so pause it and we'll figure
Okay, we're going to figure out why it's lagging, guys. We're not really sure. Let me take a quick look right now. Very strange. Let me go take a quick look at that, and we'll have a look.
We'll see what's happening. And now, like, we can look back at the old spectator overlay, and we can see how much worse it is than Capture Age. No offense to PKZ, it is still awesome for what it is. But I can't zoom in and out. Like, I can't see the map. It feels bad. Sure, YouTube. Well, yesterday we had some lag during our show match, and that was because somebody forgot that uploading to YouTube uses upload of like your internet upload. So for some reason, the stream started lagging while uploading to YouTube, and then we realized, hold on a second, maybe we shouldn't do that at the same time as we're streaming. And then it was all good. It was more like pausing for several seconds, like something crashed. No, it's not a Capture Age problem. It's 100% something on our end. Maybe our OBS is having some problems.
we're switching over to the other network, so the stream will go down.
Okay, so I just hear the refresh. Okay, so maybe we are live. Can someone like put a couple of PogChamps in if we are live? I heard someone yell out we're live from the office. So we are live now. I hear Trirome saying back. Refresh. Oblique angle. I can't even speak. We've got a couple of PogChamps in the chat, so we are live. Refresh. Okay. Poggers.
There we go. Our internet just went down, and now it seems to be okay, but who knows? Hopefully it will continue to be okay as we go back into the game. So,
What were we talking about?
all sorts of things, everything.
We were talking about the golds, and then he was
yeah.
doing TCs.
Well, fortunately, it's Regicide Fortress. Not a lot has happened yet.
That's true.
Both players are up to the castle age at like sub 11 minutes, which is insane. But yeah, they're gonna be up to castle, and from there it looks like we're gonna see booming from Lix. We will definitely be seeing at least the second TC in a minute because he's grabbing the stone for it.
Waiting for that to drop off.
And then Dogao is adding his TCs as well. One here at the front. Now, we were saying before just how much Lix could punish Dogao for this. If he came forward, he'd have mangonels here. He'd be battering down that TC. He'd be really punishing this position. And imagine if Dogao gets pressured here. You can't even get the gold to make mangonels to defend it.
Exactly. The nice thing is of building the TC on the other side of the gold like this, you sort of have to kill the TC first before you can pressure the far side of the gold.
Yes, that's
so
true.
That buys him a little bit of time, but it also means that if he gets pressured and if he loses the TC, it's so much worse.
Well, absolutely. And yeah, I do think that Lix maybe missed an opportunity there, but, it's one of those things. You probably, in a tournament situation, would rather play it safe, and, you don't pick a Civ unless you think you can genuinely win with it and you have a strat. And I think that Lix probably thinks, well, maybe if I do a faster boom, get a faster imp time, then maybe I can do something with that. But at the moment, he's content to sit back, relax, and just add 2 new TCs. In fact, 3 new TCs, because he will go up to TC number 4 right here at the back of his base. He's actually adding that in right now. So that's going to be the 4th TC. Should be a pretty big boom from Lix.
Oh yeah, he's going all in. He wants to get the super strong eco going.
And
By the way,
this as well.
Thanks to Psychosis Patient who donated $6.32 during the drop.
During the downtime.
Keep up the good work, people. We are doing our best to keep the good work going.
We're trying.
When the internet is working, we try to do our best.
I mean, of all the things that are out of our control, the internet is one of them. But yeah, we get there in the end. We do actually have 2 connections here, so if one connection goes down, we do have a backup, which is, our insurance against that kind of thing happening.
Yeah, it just takes a while to, make that switch and get it working.
I mean, imagine if we did a really big LAN event and, the internet goes down. That would just suck. So that's why we have 2, just in case. But Lix, though, look at this. He's not done Wheelbarrow yet, which is fine. He doesn't have that many farms. But he's done early horse,
heavy plow.
heavy plow, and he's obviously got bowsaw. God damn it, I'm saying
Yep.
the feudal age upgrades when I mean the castle age ones. But yeah,
Well,
if the second connection goes down, then oops.
then you get all the panic baskets in the chat.
yeah.
The thing is, like, getting the early heavy plow is so strong for your eco long term.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you don't need to replace your farms, an extra 5 or 6 minutes, which saves you, 60 wood for 5 minutes for every single farm you make, delaying when you need to spend that wood, which is so good for your eco long term.
What's interesting here, though, is that even though Lix is on 4 TCs, he's already 7 villagers behind the Viking player because of idle time.
Yeah,
And let's explain this for people if they're not familiar with why that might be. Essentially, what's happened here is Lix, first of all, he's making some longbows. So he's grabbing gold, he's grabbing wood and spending it on longbows instead of seeding farms. But the key thing, the main reason for this is because he went up to 4 TC straight away, but he didn't have wheelbarrow or handcart.
Or enough farms.
Yeah. And Dogao, on the other hand, for free, he gets wheelbarrow handcart, and with 3 TCs, he's able to outproduce the Britain player. He's already 6 villas ahead, simply by just having a better farming economy.
Right, yeah, because they have such a huge impact on your farms.
Yeah.
I think between wheelbarrow and handcart, it's something like a 30 or 40% increase in your farming generation, essentially, which is just insane.
Yeah, they're really valuable techs, and obviously there's the cost of them as well.
And the Vikings get it for free. You don't have to spend the time researching the upgrades.
Lix is just doing wheelbarrow right now, and that's because that's the first time he's been able to surplus enough food to get it without having to idle the TCs too much.
Yeah.
They're currently all idling still, but he should be able to get them back running very soon. But he is coming forward. He has got a siege workshop, and he will be here with those longbows to try and pressure this town centre. But of course, Dogao will have a little bit of time now to react to this.
Right. I feel like he's just doing this in like the wrong order. Like you do the aggression first, and then you add the TCs, not the other way around. Like he'll maybe pick up one vill and
dead.
Woo!
Well, you say that, but the Mangonel's coming out, and I don't believe there's a Mangonel or a siege workshop, from Dogao. He does have a monastery, and he's currently doing elite scum, but there is no siege in sight. So the Mangonel can get some hits onto the TC, and the siege workshop's going up, but it's kind of a little bit later. And at that point, there could already be a second Mangonel on the field by the time that Dogao even has one. So
that's true. That's
kind of big. Also, around the map, he's going to go grab the relics. Dogao grabbing what he can right now with his monks. Not being denied by Lix. Lix could have easily positioned his scout out there and actually tried to deny it, but he's not doing that. Instead, his scout is in no man's land or in the middle of nowhere, just chilling.
That's true.
As his focus is clearly over here right now.
Yep, keeping an eye on this, but he's still, I think, not really dealing enough damage to make this investment work out at this point. We can see the Dogao. He's mining stone. He's got 300 in the bank. Clearly, he wants to build a defensive castle at some point.
Yes.
So ideally, what he wants to do here is, clear out these 2 Mangonels and just drop a castle as soon as
right
he
here. The thing is, though, he's got to get it here. If it doesn't go up here, then he's in trouble, right? Because a defensive castle back here doesn't change the situation with the gold.
No, of
Like,
course.
he absolutely has to get the castle around here.
If he gets some good trades, possibly with these Mangonels, if he can go 1 for 2 and just instantly drop it down, not enough.
No, he has got another one in queue. Lix does not. So he could equalize things here. But of course, you've got to get those Mangonel trades, and he does get 1. See if he can get 2 for 1 here. That would be huge. It looks like he might graze it. He got it.
2 for nothing.
That's so good for Dogao.
Okay,
that is huge.
Repair it. Get a vill on it.
Yeah, he is going to repair it. That one there.
Nice.
She's going.
That is brilliant.
That is so good. And now he can push out with his skirms. There's no threat of a Mangonel until
For
this one's
a
trained.
little while, and he has 2 of his own Mangonels. A couple of knights might be a slight problem, but he's almost got the stone for a
That's
castle.
true.
100 stone short. He has some monks at home as well. Remember?
Yeah,
collecting
he
those
does
relics.
have the monks.
He
There's
can
2.
bring them forwards as well.
And he's also got 2 relics already. But here we go. Knights coming out now. They're going to try and get onto the Mangonels. Good shot from that Mangonel. It does stay alive as well. And that's going to be enough to probably take down the other Mangonel. There you go. It should go down. And there's that castle right on the front. But it's going to be denied for now, as that's a good Mangonel hit. Can he get another one?
He
Oh,
is.
yes, he can.
Oh, no. Everything's going wrong.
That knight's just too tanky. Even with even a Briton knight with no upgrades is too tanky right here. And that castle, he's going to try. But that is a doubt castle
That's
in the
definitely
making.
a doubt castle. And what's that back? A second siege workshop. Like, he had the advantage there. He just needed the monks to come forward to maybe get a convert off.
Man, that turned around so quickly. Dogao with a good win.
Delete
And
the castle.
he's got to delete this. There you go. He deletes it. He gets his stone bet reimbursed. But he does not have a castle on the front of his base. Outpost coming up now. I like that. That's really smart because it gives him the ability to, in theory, out-micro the mangonels from Dogao.
The outpost wasn't built yet, so...
No.
Ooh, that's a good shot on those longbows, though. But, oh, the skirms are all by themselves.
They're going to get flattened over here. Mangonel trades are going well for Dogao still, but the knights are a real problem. And, of course, we're seeing a lot of skirmishes here going down to the mangonels as well. This is very precarious for Dogao now. He has to get the castle up, and, okay, he's going to do it on the left side.
Instantly killed?
Oh,
Oh,
that was so close, Robo. That was so close. That
But
was
yeah,
incredibly close.
As Tempest Phoenix says in the chat, where are the monks? Like, 1 or 2 converts on these knights.
Yeah, right.
Just turns this game around.
Oh, and look at this. Another mangonel shot. Nah, he's going to move out the way. Okay.
Oh, but this
The
is
Vills
the
coming
problem.
in to bash down the mangonels, really? The repairer can't repair them. Oh my goodness. That was a distraction tactic, I think. But my goodness, Lix, what a messy game this has been so far. Lix, though, losing his mangonels now. And I think that castle will go up by the looks of things. It will go
The
up.
problem is, Lix, he's up to Imp. And Dogao, he's somewhat close. He's got half the food, half the gold. But he's lost so many Vills trying to get these castles up now.
That's mad. And yeah, the monks are just out on the map collecting relics by the looks of things. He's got 2. He wants to go for the 3rd one and maybe the 4th. But yeah, they weren't in the fight. I think if he'd have converted those knights, he would have been in a much better position.
100%. I think he could have won those fights and got the first castle up exactly when he wanted it.
Yeah. We actually have a stream schedule below the stream, by the way, if you're interested in following that. Everything is updated there and kept current.
As we know when events are, we add them on there, and it says the next event is 12, 13, 14, however many hours or how many days and hours away.
Yep, exactly. So there we have the castle from Lix coming very forward, and we are going to see Trebs coming out straight away. And if he can take that castle out, I mean, like we said before, this is such an important area of the map for Dogao, and he is being pressured hard here. And with this earlier Imperial time, usually the way that goes is the first person to get to Imp, if it's a significant difference, like in this case 2 minutes, you're going to lose your castle in that time.
Yeah, because in 2 minutes they make 2 or 3 Trebs, and then the castle's dead. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, unless you have 5 or 6, 10 villages constantly repairing, you can maybe keep it alive for a while, but you're always going to be behind in Trebs.
Yeah. Exactly. You've just got to sink a lot of resources into repairing, essentially. But
So Dogao's maybe thinking just like a big ram rush? A couple of mangonels to defend and then switch into rams?
Yeah.
That could be an option.
you might be right. He's going for a 3rd siege workshop, so the rams could be effective. But look at Lix. He's doing a light cav. He's thinking, like, if I just get a lot of light cav out.
I can just go take down those skirmishes, take down the siege weapons.
Yeah,
I'll be-
right.
I'll
And then
be
save my
hunky-dory.
gold for longbows and my own siege.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good
Makes
combo.
sense.
And then on the right side, he's going for another TC out here as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So thank you, Bullmeister, for the 11-month resub as well. I love you more than a bat castle in Regicide Fortress like this.
I like
He
it.
loves us more than that, Robo.
Okay.
That's
But-
a lot of love. That's a whole lot of love.
The problem is, like, I would prefer to have a forward castle in RF. So,
Well, you would.
I would,
You
yeah.
would.
Sorry,
You
I'm
can't please
greedy
everyone.
like that.
There was a castle placement here from Dogao, but he's opted against it right now. He's saving the stone. He's going to build it somewhere else. I don't know why he's going to build that.
I think he's thinking, I just need to save the stone to keep...
Oh, he's doing it there. I think
That could
it's because he saw the Imperial Age from Lix and
Yeah, but like,
thought
that Treb there could have, almost instantly killed that castle.
could have, should have, would have.
That's true. Longbows and the Mangonel coming in, maybe going to try to snipe some vills here.
Why did you take Viking with no water? Vikings are incredibly strong on land, actually.
They've got such a powerful eco. The problem
Yeah.
is getting the chance to use that eco to its best, right? When they're pressuring you like this, when you can't get to your golds, you don't have as strong an eco as you would have. Whereas Lix, his eco is completely untouched. Imagine if he was Vikings, right? He would have so many more resources in the bank.
Just imagine if it was a Viking war. Wouldn't that be nice? No. He is going to go for the Rams, though. We do see the Rams being queued now. Cap Ram should be on the way fairly soon. Afford it.
Yep.
There it is. And yeah, for now, we're just going to see that Treb slowly pushing that castle. 2 Trebs now deploying for Lix, and another forward castle for Lix as well. So he's going to keep that pressure up. Even a 3rd Treb coming in all the way from the back. It rolled its ass all the way over there from this castle back here. And Lix going to have to keep them safe, though. There is a lot of military for Dogao
These
here.
Rams, they're just heading straight towards those Trebs.
Absolutely. And there's not a lot that you can do to stop those Rams getting up in there, especially when Cap Ram comes in and they get the extra health from that. So looks like those Trebs will actually go down. There's no way that Lix can stop that from
There's
happening.
one Mangonel on the back, though. That is a chance. Potentially. And there's also... Is that Treb from Dogao, that really forward one, going to be in range of that new castle?
Wait, where?
Like this Dogao, the Treb you've clicked on,
Yeah?
that's going to be in range of this castle that's being built,
This
right?
one? Maybe.
If
But
the
that
castle
castle may
survives.
just go down before the Treb's really going to be worrying about it. I don't know. It's Mangonel here, able to take out 1 Ram, but there's still a Cap Ram and a Trebuchet attacking this one.
Another Ram coming in and another Treb at the back as well.
Oh, it's so close. It's going to go down. It's going to go down very quickly. There are repairs, however, actually, so...
And counter Trebs coming out. And just like all these Trebs, they're so far forwards. Like, what are you doing, Dogao? How are you supposed to defend them? Like, they could be 5 tiles further back, closer to your castle.
Well, they could be, but then they wouldn't be in range of this one once this one's taken care of.
That's why you pack them up and you
It
move
is
them and then
actually
you're
in
on
range
happy
of the castle, though. It is being peppered by arrows from this castle, but I think that castle's gone. It's going to go down in a second. Oh, he's actually not attacking it with both of the Trebs. That's a mistake, actually. Because he's going to lose... Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah, that castle doesn't die because that Treb died.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna be astounded. Like,
This castle's going to die, though. You can't repair all of them.
you can choose one castle to keep. I will take the other one.
Oh boy, what a Treb war though. This has been a pretty intense Treb war so far. Both players, I mean, we're focused mostly on these Trebs, but meanwhile you've got all these units in the middle just sort of trading off against each other. But that Treb, that castle's going out, I'm sure of it. Like, there's more Rams coming in, there's more Trebs at the back. It's got to die eventually. Right?
I think so.
Right?
But like the counter Trebs, there's 3 Trebs trying to kill that one Trebuchet right now.
And there's Mangonels as well, I guess. It's chaotic. It's definitely chaotic.
I think that's about to go down.
I think it's
Yeah,
gone. I
one
think
more
it's
shot.
done. Yeah, for sure. So Lix here, gonna lose that second castle, and with that, his push on the front has sort of been thwarted a little
And
bit.
he just got massively housed as well. His houses are dying, those castles have died, and he has 150 out of 130. He can't make units for a while now.
And right at the start of this game, I remember you were saying, what's the biggest weakness here for the Britons? It's going to be Rams, and it's going to be sort of ranged behind
Yeah,
it.
or maybe Berserks, one of the 2.
Yeah, and in this case, those Rams are doing so much for Dogao, tanking so much. And although, yes, Lix does have a couple of Mangonels, right now, Lix is in full retreat, and Dogao is going to be able to secure that forward gold. That's so critical of him, that's so important. You can see right now, he's mining that away very quickly. As most of his army is basically skirmisher, which is fairly cheap, but these siege units are pretty expensive, you know.
But he's just sort of stacking resources. He's got 1,000 food now. I would not be surprised if we see Siege Ram pretty quickly.
Yeah, that should
And
be the
then
next thing.
I would expect like a switch towards Arbalest. So you've got a mix of Arbs and Skirms, simply because, you know, if he keeps making light cav, maybe a Cavalier switch could be on the cards. Having some slightly more damage dealing ranged units in the Arbs to support your Skirms could be an option.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Skirms are fine for now, but long term, it's better to have the more powerful unit, just
and
in
here
case.
we see just a bunch of crossbows coming out, soon
Yeah.
to be upgraded to Arbs.
We see ring archer armor, thumb ring, ballistics, everything. And yeah, I think this is good for Dogao now. Lix may have the score lead, but he certainly lost a lot of momentum, and Dogao is starting to gain that back. Onager now coming in for Lix, though. Now, both these civs only have Onager, but in this case, the Onager for Lix will be pretty awesome, actually. I mean, it's great for dealing with Rams, or it's better for dealing with Rams, I should say.
For sure.
It's better than going capped Ram versus Siege Ram, probably. And it always has the potential to land a big shot into a clump of units and get a monster kill.
Turn the tide of a battle around instantly when
Absolutely.
you flatten 20 army.
But Dogao going for Onager himself.
Right, and they both get Siege Engineer, so we expect to see that coming out at some time pretty soon. And Dogao even maybe going to raid that TC on the right soon.
Over here,
Yep.
he's got a couple of stables, and that TC is firmly placed on that gold, but Lix is coming over here with some vills as well. I wonder where he's going. Archery range on the left side.
He wants to do the
Long-ranged
same
archers
thing.
to raid here. That'd be pretty effective, actually.
The front has sort of stabilized a little bit. They're no longer like fighting heavily. Now's the time to start preparing some raids on the side.
Wait, hold on. Lix cancelled Onager, though.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if he cancelled it or he lost his siege workshop, but it's definitely not coming in. He's still training Mangonels, which makes me think it was cancelled. But here we go.
If he
Lightcap,
cancelled it, then that is a huge throw, I think.
Lightcap getting onto the Mangonels, and he's going to kill them off just as they get upgraded to Onager. So that's pretty good timing for him.
But the Rams on the Trebs.
It did get cancelled. He's re-queuing Onager now. And there were some big shots there, but imagine if those were Onagers.
Right, they'd just all be dead.
That would have been huge. Lix now is going to lose those Trebuchet, and once again, he's forced to retreat. The Rams, in my opinion, making all the difference here.
Just the combination, like there's just more siege that is useful on Dogao's side. Lix has got a bunch of Trebs, which is great for killing castles. Not useful in military battles like this. But the Rams, they tank, they destroy enemy siege, and then
Oh, that was awesome.
then Onagers do
That
things
was
like
huge.
that. Onagers turn
Get
the
wrecked.
Oh my
Sorry.
1 pixel. That is all you get today.
GG is called at that moment there. And well played to Dogao. Really, that was a great hold, a strong push, good comeback. And Lix just in such a position to lock down those gold piles. He had the earlier Imperial time and everything. Right. And Dogao just pulled it together and said, nope,
No,
get out of here.
He did a wonderful job defending that early push, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Incredibly well played to him.
I actually also think adding the castle here was a smart move. I know it might seem a little bit careless at first, like, oh, you know, your opponent's already trebbing this castle down, and you're going to build your second castle in range of it. But I think that was important because it allowed him to reinforce and build more trebs there quickly. And then he ended up winning that treb war as well. It's fantastic for Dogao.
Right.
I think
he actually had 3 castles to the 2 castles of Lix at that stage.
Yeah.
Which maybe helped out getting the Trebs out that little bit faster.
And I do genuinely think the difference maker in that game was the Rams. The Cap Rams.
100%.
The Cap Rams in the Castle Age, early Imperial Age, soaking up arrow fire, killing the
right at the
extra
start,
damage
he
on the
killed 2 or 3
castles.
Trebs.
Yeah,
as soon as he hit him, basically.
It's all about those. Tell you what, it's all about those Rams. They're so important. They make such a big difference. And there's no reason why the British player couldn't have added some Cap Rams of his own.
Right, or even just Onagers a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't need to go for Siege Ram necessarily. The early Cap Ram, early Rams could have been strong too. But, yeah, well played to Dogao. He made the best of a pretty bad map there and ended up coming out on top, taking a 1-0 lead in this best of 3 series. Let's come out of the game now and take a look at what map is going to be up next. It's going to be Clearing. And that means it's going to be a more Black Forest style game in game 2.
We're going to sort of see 2 boomy sort of maps back to back.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess, yeah, because the Fortress is very boomy. Regicide Fortress. And then, apparently Vubly closed. Interesting.
That's annoying.
It's fine. Oh, it must have been when our internet went down.
That would be it.
Right, so game 2, we'll be getting that going shortly here. And keep in mind, this is very important as well for SY, because they need these wins. They still have a chance to get to the LAN final. And without... Oh, wait, no, it doesn't... No, that won't work. Sorry, I was going to put Stream Live on, but...
My account's not set up for that.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's the rest of the games for today as well. Obviously, after Dogao and Lix, we have MBL and Riot. Should be a great game. Xiaofan versus Doubt as well. The Lord and Savior will be making an appearance, as well as Ruben Stock versus Say My Name to cap the day off at the end there. But yeah, we do have Clearing coming up next in our second game between Dogao and Lix. And we're going into the game right now. Hello, everyone. welcome back to our best of 3 series between Lix and Dogao. We are here now on clearing, and this time the generation looks a lot more interesting actually than the first time we saw this map. The Max series was the Max backed series was interesting. Like the clearing was, I don't know, a little bit more favoring backed, I feel.
Yeah,
But
it's very clear that the clearing was in favor of back.
yes, I'm glad you cleared that up for us.
No worries.
Robo. But this time around, it looks a little bit more open, perhaps. Like there are a lot more choke points to deal with. So we're going to see if this works in one player's favor more than the other. If anything, looking at the minimap, it could favor Dogao slightly more. But why look at the minimap when you can look at the whole map? Yeah, let's take a look at the whole map in a second. But first of all, we see Dogao spawning down to the left side in the blue. And he's playing as the Celts. And then over to the northeast in the red, it's going to be Lix playing as the Franks out here. So let's take a look here. The clearing is quite important because these sort of wood lines in the middle, they can be really awkward sometimes.
Well, they sort of decide, how are you going to play the map? Where are you going to wall? Are you incredibly open? Do you have to play aggressive?
Mm-hmm.
Are you more closed off? Can you, Josh FC or just straight fast castle?
Yeah. Now looking at Dogao, I see a really easy wall here.
Oh, yeah.
Here to here to here to here. If you follow this. See, what we need now is drawing tools.
Oh,
Like, imagine drawing tools where I could hold a hotkey and I could draw lines on the map.
just to mark out where you think they
Yeah,
can wall.
like, this would be a great wall. And he's got everything he needs back here. The gold, the stone, everything. I know it's kind of small, guys, but bear with us here. We're just trying to overview the map. Lix, on the other hand, yes, he can wall, but he kind of has to go a bit more like this.
Or like even
Or
further
like
away.
this, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's much further out, and it will secure a large area of the map, but you don't need that much space. You just need your key resources, and you need a safe, easy wall. And that's exactly what Dogao has here. So this could favor the big D,
The big dog.
the big dog.
That is Dogao.
Actually, it's a funny story. I once wrote Dogao's name with a capital D. I wrote a capital D and then Ogao.
Yep.
And he messaged me. And he goes, Zero Empires, please can you fix the spelling of my name? And I was like, oh, why have I spelled it wrong? He's like, it's it's big dog with a little d.
Yeah.
Because it's always a lowercase d. I mean, you got to get that capitalization correct, right?
Well, we have the same problem with me. Like, I keep on saying it's Robo with a lowercase r.
Yeah.
Like, no, capital R. Named start with a capital.
No.
Ugh.
So, yeah. We're expecting to see a pretty boomy style. Let's take a look at relics as well. I say that because Dogao is scouting a relic at the south. And there's actually, it looks like the relics are really evenly distributed
There's
through
a
the
nice
middle of the
line
map.
4, and there should be a fifth one just to the right.
And
a
then
little
there's
bit.
the one that favors Lix.
Yeah.
So all in all, I mean, relics are okay. It's not too imbalanced. I mean, it's pretty impossible to have perfectly balanced relics. But
I think that's pretty good, to be honest.
yeah,
Like, and with 5 relics, one player should always have a slight advantage, right?
yeah,
Because there's an odd number.
yeah, exactly. And Dogao here looks like he wants to come forward to wall, but he's not got loom.
I think he wants to build a barracks. To be honest.
Ooh. Oh, you think he's going to go for barracks?
I feel
Oh,
like
yeah, you
it.
could be right, actually, because
He's
he has
ne-
got the wood.
Yeah, he's got 200 wood.
But this is awkward.
He can't.
This is a bit of a staring match between the two of them, and I'm
Yeah.
surprised Lix didn't commit, to be honest.
No, well, Dogao's bringing the scout back.
He could have killed the villager already. But there you go. Dogao now going to get the fight, and Lix has got to bail because the villager can do more damage, and there's the barracks. So what's he doing then? He's doing men at arms,
Maybe Josh FC?
doing some nice walls. I'll
Big
give him
walls
that.
makes me think Josh FC. But remember, it's still like that's a really fast uptime because, Frank bonus
For Lix.
for Lix, right?
Yeah.
So it could still be man at arms.
Lix is going up with a barracks now. Maybe he'll add the man at arms and come forward with towers, like we saw Max.
Maybe, but he's not on gold. I would assume. And it looks like he's going to go for towers. Sorry, not towers. Blah. Scouts. Maybe a trash forward could be an option. But then you'd build the barracks forward and you would have already sent villagers. So it's probably going to be scouts.
Yeah, you're right. It looks like scouts. He's not sent anything to gold. The barracks is coming up quite late for men at arms because you want to be training them in
Yeah,
transition.
exactly.
Whereas Dogao here, he's training his militia right now.
Drush FC, I'm calling
It is looking like a Drush FC is continuing to add vills, and we're going to see the 3 militia coming out. But he's got so much time to wall. I almost feel like the Drush is it's not even
but the scouts
necessary.
inside the walls.
That could be a dead vill right there.
Yeah. Oh, and he doesn't have bloom.
Still doesn't have it. I think if I was Licks, I'd commit. Commit.
100%. You have to kill it.
Oh, he needs another hit. He gets it. And then there you go. The scout getting away with 1 HP. That 54 HP scout saving the day for Licks. Because if he didn't have the extra HP, he would have died before he killed the villager there, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And he sees the militia coming over as well. That gives him some heads up here that something's on the way.
And instantly quick walling in his woodline there.
Oh, yeah. He's the scout with his spearman. Gets a couple of nice prods as well.
That's nice. Like, the thing is, like, again, we're seeing Celts versus Franks. This seems to be possibly going to be a common matchup. People seem to think the same thing. Like, Celts, they're going to boom. If I take Franks and try to play really aggressively, I can try to abuse that and get them when they're not ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what Licks has in store for us here, because, I mean, obviously the game with Max and Backed was a bit underwhelming. And I think Licks needs to act quickly and try and break through. I mean, Dogao...
Well, we say act quickly, but he's not going forwards with towers.
No.
He's not building an archery range, so I don't think he's going to break in at this stage.
No, I don't see it. I don't see it either. I mean, maybe just, in that case, trying to keep up with the boom. But that's already going to be difficult because he's training scouts right now.
Exactly,
He's
right?
hurting his own castle time at this point in favor of training scouts. And then he's going to find out that actually, well, by the time I reach Dogao's base, he's going to be double walled. He is coming forward with vills, though.
But I feel like that's a little bit too late. Like, if you think someone's Drush FCing, they're obviously going to full wall. You should be sending vills forward, you know, as soon as you get feudal age. Or like maybe as soon as you see the Drushes in your base and they can't, you know, harass you.
Yeah, exactly. It's very difficult for this to work, in my opinion. Just to clarify, I didn't say procs. I said prods with a D. The bonus damage is 100% guaranteed. It's not like a random chance or anything. The only RNG in Age of Empires 2 is the map generation, your civ if you choose random, and monk conversion, and where your units ungarrison from a transport ship. That's the only randomness, I think. I can't think of any others. I get, like I've covered map generation.
I think that's, and yeah, I guess accuracy.
Oh, accuracy is, yeah, but I mean, over time, it's not, like, over time, accuracy will be, you know, it's a bell curve, isn't it? Like, it's going to be whatever.
Okay, well,
you know what I'm saying.
Okay, yes, technically, archers and ranged units are also RNG, but you get what we're trying to say. There's not a lot of RNG.
No. The biggest RNG really is the map, because, I mean, in tournament setting, you're never choosing random civs anyway.
Or if you are, it's a mirror, so it doesn't matter what the randomness is, because it's even.
The militia might find some damage here, though.
Oh, yeah. He sees he's on stone, though, so he knows there's going to be multiple towers coming up now.
Oh, that feels dead. Licks. Oh,
he needs 2 more hits, though. He might make it.
He's not going to get it. But still, it's a 1 HP villager, which you could come back and collect later on. You never know.
Could be, for sure. Okay, but Dogao, has he managed to get his next layer of walls up behind the tower?
I'm curious to see that, but I also want to see if he
this
can...
as well.
Come on. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. Looks like those militia are going to die now. And he might be able to just get the scout for it, but he shouldn't get a villager here.
Getting the scout, though, that's still really big.
That's very nice.
Right, Dark Age units essentially trading off against Feudal Age units.
Yeah. And there you go. The house is nearly down.
Remember, there's
slowly but surely.
4 vills idle in that tower, by the way.
The whole time, yeah.
Yeah. And Dogao getting ready to click up. He just needs, 100 more food. A little bit sloppy in his build order. But he had to do a lot more walling than he intended, I guess. Which maybe has slowed him down a little bit. But yeah, the Drush has paid off so well. He's going to be up to castle just fine. And that's a defensive tower there. Just to ensure no more shenanigans happen.
Yeah. This is good. Castle up. There you go. Phase up. Castle up. Let's go. TC locations should be fairly straightforward. It's almost like arena at this point.
Oh, yeah. You got the walls along the front.
Yeah, this feels like Dogao is playing arena at the moment. He's even going for the stone walls here for maximum reproduction of his favorite map.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think it's his favorite map, but yeah, we get what you're saying. So TC is probably one on that wood line on the bottom south, right?
Yeah, probably around here
Probably
somewhere.
on the front side,
I
maybe.
don't know.
and then
Maybe he'll do one on.
probably between the gold
Kind
and
of
that
awkward,
small wood.
but
I
yeah.
think. Somewhere around there. But these stone walls just gonna completely make him safe. And then Licks, he's only got 250 food. He's not gonna be up for a while. There's more stone walls here. That's an outpost, right? Not a watchtower.
I know it's a watchtower. Outpost would have been built by now. I can't click on it. There it is.
Just as it pops up.
And just in range of those vills.
Ooh,
So we can't
stone
quite
walls.
finish the wall.
He could still actually build a gate if he starts on the right hand side.
Oh right, yeah.
And then
he could.
replaces the walls.
He could very easily finish that though if he need to, because I mean the villas would end up leaving the tower
some
and then
point,
they'd walk around, then you'd finish it at that point. Like Dogao is not sweating this at all. Look at this, it's ridiculous. He's gonna be castle by the time Lix gets wheelbarrow, and then Lix will probably click up shortly after that. And at that point, like Dogao's already gonna be up to 3
Oh,
TCs
isn't he lots of villagers forward? Like, I would just build a gate, right, and just replace those 4 pieces of wall, and then you'd
right
be
here,
yeah,
and then build the gate here.
yeah, from that corner, and then you're fine.
Easier said than done. It's so easy to say this when you're watching from this perspective.
Well, of course, right? We're not worrying about any other things that he has to
No.
do at the moment.
But there you go. The castle age for Dogao is in. Looks like there's going to be a TC over here somewhere. There it is. And we'll see the third TC.
He just needs to gather a little bit more stone.
Oh yeah,
so
he
he can afford
actually
it.
spent the stone on the wall. So actually, maybe he's not going for the third TC straight away, because I mean he's already doing a siege workshop here. Maybe he wants the peace of mind to take out the towers first.
True. That could be a shout. Could be what he's after. But okay, Licks up to castle himself. Almost 4 minutes slower. By the time he gets up, Dogao's gonna have his third TC going, presumably, probably destroy both of these towers, and he's just gonna be safely booming away. And honestly, I think we're gonna see a repeat of Bax versus the Max, where the Franks try to do aggression,
Yeah.
it's not successful, and the Celts just boom away and destroy them in Imperial Age.
Pretty much. I think so. Dogao doesn't have a wheelbarrow though, but he's not got that many farms yet, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, he's no hurry to get wheelbarrow, right? You want to set up your third TC that's going up just now near the stone and the wood lines. And then after that, once you've got, 20-ish farms, that's when you research wheelbarrow.
At this point, he should be able to safely take out the towers, which I can't click on. Why can't I click on the tower? There it is, right there. But this is a thing with Capture Age. You gotta find the right places to click. But I'll get there eventually. I'll learn these little things. But yeah, you see that lumber camp? That's kind of funny. Just like chopping trees here.
Why
weird.
not, right?
But Lix will be castle. Once he gets up, he will... Oh, it looks like he's saving for a castle, actually. He does have 5 vills on stone still. And has 333 stone already.
Where would he build a forward castle?
That's a good question.
Probably,
I
like,
mean,
right in
maybe
front of-
around here.
Right in front of the blacksmith? Or-
Maybe. But it's kind of... Yeah, I don't know. It would deny the stone and the gold, but it doesn't really matter, because Dogao has so much in the bag. And Lix doesn't know that. Because I don't think he's scouted it. He'll do his own siege workshop, so he won't be rushing to build a second TC. He would have built that first, if that was his priority. And so a second siege, a siege workshop will come up, and then Lix will be trying to push in, I guess. I mean, maybe he'll add some knights. No,
Maybe, but I think
Maybe a
Dogao's about to lose
monastery?
his mangonel. Oh, just gets the repair in time.
that was close. He'll repair up the tower, making his own mangonel now as well. And obviously, Dogao won't see that at all. I have no idea. At least, unless he's
House scouting. he might
palisade scouted
figure
or
out that there's
something.
there.
But still, I don't think he would know for sure anyway. And yeah, I think that's so close. He doesn't even have like bodkin arrow or anything. He's going for yeah, he will make a monastery on the front. So this is kind of interesting, right? Like Lix, if he goes for a monastery here,
And the castle. as well.
castle, hello. Look at that. That's very aggressive. I like it. Dogao doesn't see it, but he knows that something's being built. He also now sees the siege workshop. Sorry, the mangonel and the monastery. But yeah, what I was going to say, he's in a really interesting position here because he can actually grab all 5 relics with his current map control.
Oh yeah, because
Which could be great.
Pulled into such a small little corner here.
Long term, that could be great. But it looks like he will end up losing that tower. The mangonel there will eventually out DPS it. And the castle will go up, but he still doesn't see the castle row. He doesn't know. If he actually brings the mangonel here, he'll see, but he's going back. He's got
Well,
no idea
as soon
yet.
as the castle goes up, it'll shoot the farm, and then you'll know.
Yeah, he'll know when it comes up, but at that point, it's almost... Well, it's not too late, but just look at his stone. He could have bought 200 stone and had his own castle going up in time. He might still just build a castle here anyway,
I think so.
but
Or maybe, just try to buy his way up to imp, get a treb out,
yeah,
and then build the castle as and when he can.
he may be a little bit too far away from imp. It depends how much of a threat he thinks this is. I mean, if you look at this wall piece, it's really low, and there's no way that Dogao can really easily wall behind this. So he might be forced here to try and get a castle up in this position. Yeah.
Oh yeah, buying the stone.
He's going to buy the stone, which is the absolutely right thing to do, I think. Deleting the farms, putting it here, and just making sure that this Castle Age aggression doesn't get in.
Well, it is in, though.
It is in.
Let's
That's a
go.
good point.
It could be coming in now with some knights, the mangonels as well. And I feel like the logical thing for Dogao to do is just sort of stonewall between the pile of stone at the top of the castle, just to make sure that nothing can run past.
Yeah.
But I can see there's flashing dots on the left side. Is that just the tower attacking?
I think so.
Okay, it's just the
Yeah.
tower.
But what I wanted to say as well is that behind this, Dogao's on 3 TCs, and Lix is still on 1. Lix is essentially all in. He's got to make this aggression work. He's going up to Imp Robo. He's doing a university. He's going to be going for bombard cannons
And trebs.
and trebs
Oh boy.
and monks. I mean, he once that castle's down, like what army is Dogao going to have? He's got 2 barracks, but he's not trained any land units. So he's going to have to react really quickly. And I think if he makes a couple of archery ranges and adds hand cannons as well, Dogao might actually be caught by surprise by this. This is a very fast Imperial all-in aggression, and there is the archery range. So this confirms gunpowder coming in for Lix as well.
Yeah, the question is really going to be, is Dogao's economy going to be enough? Right? He's 33 villages ahead.
He's actually having a second TC right now.
Well, I guess now's the time to do it if you're going to do it anytime.
Yeah.
The thing's going to be like, can Dogao get up to imp in a timely manner? He's almost got the resources to do so.
And then hold.
And then essentially hold until, he's able to afford to mass up an army and then push back.
Maybe. There was a thing that earlier on that happened as well. I think Dogao, when he bought the stone, you can see here, look, Lix sold.
I don't think he sold 2,500.
He did not sell
stone.
that much,
No.
but he definitely sold some.
He would have sold about 300 or 400 stone then.
Yeah.
Sometimes it bugs out and triples the amount of stone.
Yeah, he
it sold
definitely
for
did
some
not
reason.
sell 2,500 stone.
No.
There's not that much really available. I mean, there's no way he would have mined that much already from one mine.
No. One mine only has about
Plus
1,500
the
stone.
castle. But here you go, Imp's in. Dogao is up as well. Chemistry immediately coming in. Treb, of course.
On the way.
Ranges are up. But the thing is, right, look at chemistry, how long it takes. It's
Yeah.
a long-ass tech. And by the time that's done, then he can start training his bombard cannon. And at that point, Dogao's going to be imp as well.
Yeah, and the big difference here compared to Bax and Max. Max tried to boom behind it,
Yeah.
and then he eventually just got overwhelmed by the better army. But here, Lix is trying to keep the aggression going, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's probably done a similar amount of damage, I feel, to Max. He's forced some walls, picked up a villager or 2, and that's about it. But the fast imp here, if he can tread down these castles before Dogao hits imp himself, if he can get a foothold here, maybe another castle coming forward soon, then he's got chances.
Yeah, he definitely is. Oh, wow, what happened there?
You clicked on the padded
Oh,
archer
that's cool. You can click and it takes you to the building that it's being researched in. Oh, that's awesome. So if you want to know
you
where the
can check the
Imperial
TC.
HTC is, you can just click it. That's so cool. I'm learning new things every day. What haven't they thought of? Seriously. That's amazing. That's so cool. Yeah, look at Lix, though. He's actually got crop rotation. Meanwhile, Dogao is on...
Horse collar. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, Frank's getting
Frank's
free
getting it for
upgrades, but the point is, like...
Right, yeah.
It's a huge difference, and that's saving him countless amounts of wood throughout the game. But here you go, the castle under a lot of fire, 2 trebs firing away, and Dogao just hitting him now. The problem is, if the first thing he's going to do is train a treb, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at Lix, he's already got a bombard cannon out.
He can place the trebuchet in a position where it's safe though. Behind the castle can still hit the other castle, and bomber cannons will never touch it.
Yeah, only 12 range. Castle only has 8 though.
The problem simply is going to be though, there's too many things sieging down his castle. There's 3 trebs and 1 bomber cannon. You need 20 villagers repairing to
Yeah.
stay equal with that.
This is incredibly tense right now, actually. Dogao, I mean, he's not making any other military, and this is my main concern. He's relying on this castle for everything, for his woad raiders, for his trebs, and now the castle is gone. What's he doing? From the barracks, he's making a couple of pikes, right? But he's going to be making pikes into hand cannons, and
maybe even some throwing axemen at some point.
yeah, maybe. So the pikes are going to push out. They're going to see the hand cannons. They're immediately going to back up. And Dogao has got such a little space to work with. He's pushed right back against the wall. And here comes the Woad Raiders, the 4 Woad Raiders that he managed to train, running straight into the castle,
running forward,
straight into the hand cannons, and they are done. Dead.
Dunzo.
Finished.
And now Lix is building another castle just to the north there.
Wow, this is so good for Lix.
He's
I
just
think
strangling Dogao, forcing him in this corner, not letting him get out.
this is fantastic.
And Dogao preparing a ram rush here.
I want to point out he's also got 4 relics.
Oh, this ram rush, though, this is sort of going to be, I think, an all-in for Dogao. If he can get the rams in there, get down the castle, maybe he has a chance.
There's 5 rams. If I were Lix, I would just jam my units in front of the castle.
Build the stone gate.
And oh, he's actually going to go for the stone gate, yeah, as well.
Dogao
Come on,
could
can you
delete
get
the
it?
palisade walls and sort of try to go around.
There we go.
But no, he's not paying attention enough. Oh,
That's costly. And there's a mangonel here waiting as well. He can bring that over.
this is dicey. Now, he doesn't have onagers to counter the hand cannons that are here.
No, he doesn't really have any siege at all. Now he's lost his siege workshop. He's actually building one back here, but Dogao's running out of space as well, which is becoming a problem. Space issues. He's also going to be training some throwing axemen, which will work against the cap rams.
Perfect counter. to
Absolutely
rams.
fine. And another mangonel, so he can go for the rams at the back, or just maybe suicide them, maybe?
Just sit there, get in the way, block them.
Yeah, block. Why not? Oh, does lose stuff to the pikes at the top side, but the
That's
castle
small
stands.
compared to this. Losing, 1 mangonel and that's it. Compared to losing
Ouch.
5 rams, huge difference.
Yeah, Dogao here, big trouble for Dogao, and he's just falling back. Look at his building placement. He's just trying to build them in any crevice he can find.
Right. Yeah,
He's housed
he's
as
soon
well.
Not gonna have any space at all, right? Because he needs to build these houses, and as he loses more houses in the front, he has to keep rebuilding them, and they take up valuable space that could otherwise be used for other things.
Oh, and Lix is going to make mincemeat of that pikeman army as well. And this is just one of those games. It's a classic
All these
example
bills down here.
of having half of the economy and still being able to come out on top. It's just so cool. We do finally see some mangonels coming out, though, for Dogao.
The onager tech on the way as well.
That's going to be clutch. If he can get that and hold on, he's still got the eco to pull himself back into this game. But it is going to be difficult. Got some monks in the field here for Lix as well. And of course, those onagers are prone to dying to to bombard
Yep.
cannons as well.
And now he gets the onager tech in. He has 1 onager ready. Not getting the
And
shots he
bam,
needs.
dead. Nailed by the cannonball from Lix.
Needs more than that from those onagers.
Yep. Another castle here from Dogao as well.
But
He's going for more trebs.
There's those trebs just behind Lix's castle, just about to come
He's
forward.
got 4 already. So Dogao is really just losing so much momentum and getting pushed right back into the corner. He might have more villagers, but 20 of them are idle.
And all these ones down the bottom, they're so vulnerable, right? Imagine just like 3 or 4 knights just ran in there.
Yeah, could be
Or
awful.
throwing axemen, or just anything.
He's got to be so careful with these. The thing is as well, like, the throwing axemen coming forward are forcing the onagers to stand still while they attack them. And then the bombard cannons are just shooting when they're standing still, right?
Just take them down, yeah.
And then as soon as the onagers move to avoid the bombard cannons, then the throwing axemen can take their shots.
And even with the hand cannons, it's sort of the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Either you shoot them, you die, or you run away and you die. And I feel like shooting and dying is probably the better choice, but it's not enough to turn this game around.
This is awful now. Dogao can't afford to lose that next castle, and he is going to lose it. There's 4 trebs right here.
And 3
One
bombard
more
cannons as
volley,
well.
and it is gone. And that's it. Dogao calling the GG right before that castle falls. And what a play by Lix, really. I mean, that was very impressive. Going all in, essentially, on 1 TC, only just adding the 2nd TC in transition to the Imperial Age. Lix did a very good job of that push. Pushing in just at the right time, very quickly taking down the front of Dogao's base and getting a lot of momentum in doing so. Dogao having to rebuild his buildings back here, stall for time, throw pikemen into the meat grinder of the hand cannons. The ram rush was a nice attempt, but the gate blocked it, and Lix was very well prepared at that point to throw out some throwing axemen and deal with the rams quite nicely as well. So all in all, very well played to Lix, and Dogao there just couldn't really get out of his base. He was pinned into the corner. There was no escape. And there was no room left
I
either.
almost feel like if Dogao had, instead of trying to do go Imperial Age, had just gone heavy Castle Age, mass knights, siege weapons, and just pushed out before the castle drop happened, right? Because he was castle for so long, he could have invested some of his eco instead of building all these stone walls, You make a couple of knights, a couple of siege weapons, try to push back and put the pressure on Lix.
Well,
Because, yes, you're safe for the time being behind his walls.
well,
but-
this is the thing, right? Like, he did actually make the siege workshop. He cleaned up all the towers, but then he just missed the castle.
Yeah.
And then when he saw it, it was almost too late, because at that point, Lix was already clicking up to Imp. So, I guess, yeah, I mean, he could have made some knights, or he could have done something to try and take some more map control as well. Maybe he would have ended up denying the castle, who knows. But Lix was very quick. Like, his transition up to Imp was very quick.
Because I just feel like the Strush FC or Straight FC into Boom is a bit too predictable, right? Like, they try to punish you in Feudal, and then it seems Lix tried to punish you with Fast Imp, which worked really well. Imagine if you just went FC into Knights.
Right.
Right? You're
Yeah.
not going to expect that, right?
No,
And
no.
then all of a sudden, just 20 fully upgraded Knights just come out of nowhere and just destroy your eco. Because remember, you're 1TC. If they just avoid the front, sneak around the left-hand side.
Like here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. The tower might see them, maybe not. And then, 20 Knights in their base, just destroy the TC. What's he going to do?
Could be a problem. It could be an issue. But the thing is, you don't know if Lix is going for a 1TC all in.
Yeah.
He could be booming at home as well.
That's where the scouting comes in, and having military out on the map allows you to scout for those sort of things.
Yeah. That's true. And the thing is, by the time that Dogao sort of realized what was happening, it was almost too late. Because you can't just, at this point, once Lix is Imp and pushing in with Trebs and Bombard cannons and hand cannons, you can't just leave your base at that
by
point.
then it's
That-
definitely
it's
too late.
already too late then. So, yeah, you have to know it's happening before it happens in a way, and that's quite a tall order. And I
True.
guess the late
fair.
scouting of this forward was what cost him a lot there in his decision making. Perhaps he would have, maybe he would have made some more military early on. Maybe he would have been more prepared if he scouted this sooner, but he didn't. So there you go, GG, and Lix there will get the equalizing point. It's 1-1. We'll be going to the deciding game in a few moments' time. I will be right back. I'm just going to grab a chocolate bar because I'm getting very hungry right now.
Oh.
And man's got to eat.
Can I get a chocolate bar?
Sure, you can get a chocolate bar too, Robo. You've been good job today, Robo. Your payment for today's casting is one chocolate bar.
One chocolate bar, PogChamp.
All right, let's we'll be right back. Let's just put some music on, and we'll get the third game going in about 2 minutes. We're just gonna have a real quick break because we're dying of hunger here. This is now the decider between Dogao and Lix. Game 3 will be on Highland, and we're going right into it.
Right into
here.
the game. Here we are on Highland. We've got Dogao in the blue down here in the bottom of the map. He is playing as the Italians. Okay, that's an interesting civ choice. And then we have Lix up in the north of the map in the red as the Huns. So Italians on Highland with the big river through the middle. Clearly, this indicates that he wants to play water, right?
Yeah, right.
Heavy water play, 2-3 docks, wall up the middle. Wants is presumably one water.
Mm-hmm.
Switch into maybe a boom, and then just keep water control throughout the game. And he's probably thinking, if it gets to late game, Genoese Expo
Yes.
sort of hard counters the Huns because they are a cavalry civ.
Yeah, Genoese crossbow, it's very good against the Huns. I mean, the Huns don't even have onager, for example. Like,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
only thing they can do is send rams in and hope for the best. They don't really
Basically,
have,
for sure.
rams skirm or something, Against Genoese crossbow, that's kind of awkward. Now, one thing I want to point out immediately is the map. Just look at that map generation.
Oh, yeah.
It's so... Well,
so much stuff here on the front.
There's so much on the front for Dogao, but more to the point, I'm looking at the space on the map. Like, it's not split in half. That river to the right is very awkward. It
yeah.
doesn't go to the edge of the map. It takes a right turn and sort of goes down there.
And there's just this huge dead space here that's, probably never going to be used.
Yeah.
And if it is used, it's because, it's the insane late game, and that gives Licks all this extra wood control.
Absolutely. Could be a problem, but also it means that Dogao kind of has a bit more space as well. Like Lix's front of his base is covered by wood, and where's he going to build his buildings? Like he's kind of got to build them
sort of like back
yeah,
up
like
here if he wants to build TCs and stuff.
It's pretty awkward. Like his military buildings are going to have to be built out on the left side, I think.
Makes sense, I guess. Yeah, out here.
Yeah,
but the thing is, like, he's got a nice base if he wants to wall off, right? If he's thinking,
if he
play
wants to wall,
water and then defend against landings, wall there.
well, you say that, but Lix is the Huns.
Well, yeah, you never know, right? 'Cause, like, Huns, I feel, are that versatile civ that you can sort of do anything you want to.
You can.
You can play water fairly well. You can play land pretty well. You can sort of do anything, and it keeps the opponent guessing, right? As soon as you see your opponent's Italians, you're going to think, well, he wants to play on water.
Yeah.
So I either need to, play on water better than he does as the Huns. That might be difficult. Or, to go for a landing or a sneak strategy, try to get in there early. Or even, castle drop, fast imp, some sort of something different, essentially. Not play into the same strategy that he wants to do.
Well, the river is definitely longer than normal, so there's definitely an option or an opportunity later on for like a landing attempt, like a sneak dock on the far side, for example.
Yeah, right,
could be
down here, that's really far away.
Could be a good surprise.
Or even out here, because like we've got another sort of left turn in the other corner.
Yeah.
There's lots of space that needs to be covered if you want to defend or scout against that sort of a thing.
Well, there we go. The first dock coming up for Dogao there. We're going to see that coming up right next to the walls.
Yep.
And then Lix will do the same. Now, Lix dock going to be slightly later, but really not by much. And both players are going to have the same resources within reach. Both players have a shorefish touching. Both players have a big fish within about the same distance. And then the second shorefish a bit further away.
Some other shorefishes nearby.
So it's pretty even dock placement and pretty close dock placement as well. But Lix obviously got to walk a lot further with that villager because of the
unfortunate
the
wood
huge
spawn,
forest.
right? Imagine if it's like a one-tile gap here,
Yeah, right.
and to be a nice little corridor for his villager to walk through.
That would be great, but unfortunately not for Lix today. And I think Dogao coming early to wall up is very smart. He obviously wants to go for the water control, and he wants to make sure that no nasty surprises can come across because, like we said, all of his resources are kind of at the front right here.
Oh,
all
yeah.
His gold.
All the gold and stone here. This is key. If there is a landing, Lix 100% wants to get up on this hill.
Oh, yeah.
Like a tower here, maybe, sneak rangers or something off to the side here, coming this way. Or scouts or anything like that could spell the death here for Dogao. But, maybe he gets onto water early enough, he can prevent anything like that, just win water. Fastest ship condos, that could be a good idea. Bogus.
Yeah, condo could be good. Obviously, condos are a little faster, a little bit more easy to get onto compared to Genoa's crossbow.
But
we do see a transport ship. I love this overlay. It's so good.
It's so easy just to spot these things, but where are the villagers?
Well, there aren't any. That fisherman's not been tasked away, so he's going to walk all the way back to that shorefish to continue gathering it.
Well, he clearly didn't purely make... Oh.
Yep.
If he's paying attention, he would have seen that. Okay, come on.
Do you remember that tournament where I was like, why isn't he crossing the ice? And everyone's in the chat like, ships can't cross ice.
It depends on what sort of ice it is.
That just happened.
Come on. You must be able to see that. There's a villager and a transport ship.
Yeah, he's walling up. Nicely done. And Lix, going to be scouted. I mean, well, he saw the scout coming across anyway. He had to know there was a landing. And immediately Dogao is going to drop it. Is that a barracks right there? It should be.
That is a barracks, yep.
And prepare for what could be to come.
He knows that a landing is incredibly likely. He's not even
Imminent.
bothering going for the second dock, which you would expect on water. And then Lix is just sort of going way out in the middle of nowhere with his villagers. Like, woo!
You've got combined fog of war on.
I do have the combined fog of war.
That's very fancy, isn't it? That's
it
Dogao, that's both.
It's nice. So I can see what Dogao is seeing, and then I can also see where Lix is.
Yeah.
Which is what we want.
Well, Dogao knows this is happening, and he's got such an easy wall. Look at the wall between that cliff. That cliff
helps
is
a lot.
so good.
And then just between these two.
Yeah,
right
or
here.
up to the cliff and across. But yeah, It's actually pretty easy for Dogao to wall the front of his base, so it's kind of a blessing and a curse. He's got this horrible front of his base, but it's also very easy to wall. So
Yeah. And we see there's one fire galley in queue over here for Dogao, but nothing for Lix. So he's not attempting to
what
contest
the
water at
hell?
all.
The transport ship. The vills are going back.
Going back home.
Or are they going to the other side?
There's one villager on this side still. We'll keep an eye on that one later. And then the transport's gonna
Is it coming right the way round? To
land
right
on the other side of this wall.
I don't know, but Dogao is going to see the see the fishing ship there and kill that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it looks like he will be indeed landing on that side. But yeah,
Ooh, that's a poor little wolf there. But
scouts.
2 scouts. Like, you can't wall anymore. It's too late
No.
now. Once
And the
there's multiple
village is in as
scouts-
well. That village is in. Can we zoom in a bit more? I think like, we're a
Go
little
in.
bit too far out.
That's a good shout. We're gonna
But
see
yeah.
what's he doing over here.
Oh, Dogao's going to scout that
Is it a map?
archery range, I think.
Is he?
He might.
Is he? Maybe.
He's right there.
No, he's not.
No, he's going back. Okay, that's
The
unfortunate.
spears might get in here. And there's something
Yeah,
on the
he's
right-hand
gonna
side that I want to
scout
have a
it
look
now,
at.
Surely.
He sees.
Oh, no
you can see
way.
the tracks, right? You can see the scouts
Yeah,
are here.
there we
Okay,
go.
he's
Okay.
seen that. And then there's
Oh, look at that.
walling in the villager. Poor Mr. Dogao.
Kill Ville or kill house. Pick one.
Yeah, or spend ages just bashing down a palisade wall, which is not really useful at all. So defensive archery range coming out for Dogao,
I like
and a
that tower
couple
there.
of spears all over the place. But and then deleting the palisades to get the villager, just trapping him there so that he's stuck in position
That's
for the
great.
scouts to come get him.
Master play by Lix right there. And, well, it looks like Dogao's going to scout that tower, but that tower's going up now. And Dogao is not seemingly reacting with a tower of his own. He does
No.
know it's there.
He sort of can't really do anything about it at this stage because
No,
he'd have to
the
delete the
scouts-
wall to build it, and then the scouts can get in.
Absolutely. A lot of problems here
Ooh, but
for
he's trying to wall in the archery range here.
Dogao. Oh, yeah, that's a
And the
good point.
villager trying to wall him in as well, but he can just delete a palisade wall and bail out of here. And let's see, yep, there he goes.
He's out.
He's
and then
out.
there's some skirms in place. Skirms obviously have an attack bonus against spears, so should have no problem taking them out. And then with the spears zoned out, the scouts can come in. The problem is there's still 3 spears, and the skirmishes don't kill them that quickly. So
Especially without fletching, they take a long time to kill things.
yeah, Lix needs more stuff here.
Militarily, like, they're fairly equal in terms of like total health pool available in terms of like, fighting in this area. But we need to remember, like, this tower's up, denying this gold. He's mining more stone, possibly a mining camp. There we are. Build another tower sooner or later. And Dogao, like, we see these eco upgrades. Dogao, he's missing double bit axe.
Everything.
He's missing
He doesn't
everything.
have any upgrades at all. But then again, Lix only has bit axe, so it's not like there's a huge difference here. But
bit
now
axe
wheelbarrow's
is
coming in.
huge though, right? 20% on
Yeah,
all your
no,
bills.
it is big. Yeah, you're right.
Like, we just quickly take a look. How many bills does he have on wood, right? He's got 9 plus 5, 14. So that's essentially 5 extra bills on wood by getting bit axe.
Yeah, no, that's true.
No, that's not right. Not 5.
But
Sorry. you got 3.
wheelbarrow's coming in as well for him, so we will start to really pull ahead economically here.
Oh no, but the skirms. They're about to just get cut down here by these scouts.
Man,
I'm not feeling Team Dogao in this game anymore.
Team Heresy.
Yeah, Team Heresy, sorry, but like, he's completely off gold here. He's got no access to any of his golds at the moment. Like, this one's too far away. This one he could kind of try to go to, but there's these scouts roaming around. He could maybe try to freeze archery range at some point. That could also be an option.
He'll kill a Vil.
This is just... Oh, there's nothing he can really do about this, right? But it just feels so bad to be watching this. He's dropping his own stable now. Remembering he doesn't have a blacksmith, so he can't get fletching for his skirmishes like Lix is doing right now. Lix is out here with 2 more archery ranges after building 1 here and the stable back here. Now he's building a dock?
Yeah, he's gonna get those fish, man.
Lix is just investing really heavily into everything.
Actually, didn't Lix lose his dock?
He did lose his dock.
Yeah, Dogao just took that down. I guess he wants to sort of come back on the water at some point to stop Dogao from
Stop
dominating
Dogao
it.
fishing.
Yeah. But at the moment, I mean, Dogao's just going heavy into spears. He knows that the archery range is walled up, so he's probably thinking, well, that's not really a threat anymore. If I just make a lot of spears,
I
then
can,
the
defend
scouts
all the
can't
scouts.
touch me. But then he doesn't know about the 2 ranges on the other side.
Oh, no.
And that's a huge problem because that is going to catch him off guard and essentially cost him his spearman when he does eventually meet these
Right, okay,
scavengers.
so
Oh,
he has
sees it,
scouted it
actually.
now. He has scouted it now. But military, like, Dogao has a huge lead right now. But a lot of his units, you know, they're spearmen, they're unupgraded skirmishers. They're not the most powerful units. He really needs his scouts, I think, fast to get out here and try to, you know, contest the scout skirmisher combo from Lix. But
Yeah, I'm worried for Dogao because he's still missing every eco upgrade.
Yep.
And he still doesn't have a blacksmith. That starts to stack significantly.
he's realized he doesn't have double bed axe. But, like, look at Lix. He's stacking food already. You know, 300 food. He could start thinking, you know, I could get up to Castle Age soon if I wanted to,
It's looking close, isn't it?
right? He's not necessarily going to do it right now, but, you know, it's the thought in the back of his mind.
Oh, he's going to kill the Bill.
Oh,
No.
just gets away.
Oh my goodness, 1 HP. That's too close.
And there is still a hole here, though. Like, these
Man,
units could
there is
run around
always
there.
a hole.
What F? Dogao knows about it.
Is there a situation where there is not a hole?
Not that I can think of.
No, there's not.
Almost always. You see, Lix is just swinging around the other side, seeing what he can do.
Okay, here we go. This is Dogao's big push now.
Yep, this is it.
And he's got no upgrades, but it might not matter because he has got pretty sizable army. And he's got a lot of scouts in there as well.
Balls? Why are you making archers when you know that he has this many skirms?
Because he's doing one of everything. He's got archers,
Where's the
skirms,
militia?
spears, and
Oh, but
scouts.
this is good though. This is good. If he can get here,
Perfect.
get some nice pickoffs on these skirmishers, then he can get in here and the archers and the skirm mass can maybe contest all these scouts. But he needs the spears too. He needs all the army to fight at the same time. That's what he wants.
Yeah, he
Okay,
really
finally getting fletching.
does. That'll make a difference
Definitely.
for the archers at least.
Gives him a much better chance. There's his blacksmith down there. And now he can push back up onto this hill, and you know he's got such a, well, not really a big military advantage, but he has an advantage. He can get up here, get on the hill. Maybe he can force it back. But third range, technically the fourth range, but only the third one that can work. Coming down for Lix right now.
Dogao actually cancelled that tower in front of his farms as well.
Well, he saw Lix cancelled it as well.
Yeah. So they sort of both spent some stone and then deleted it. On the water, check that real quick and see how his dock's looking. It looks like he's been scouted. He doesn't seem to be committed to trying to win the water
I
back.
haven't seen him make anything at all.
What's on
And
the far right though? Is that the transport?
that's the transport
Okay.
still just sitting there.
No problem.
In terms of the military, they're still just sort of sitting here. But look at Lix's resources. 600,
So close.
650 food, 200 gold. He's getting ready for Castle Age.
And he's got such a big mass of archer and skirm as well.
Right.
He's got 18 units there.
As soon as he hits Castle Age, they get upgraded with Bodkin, Crossbow, and Elite Skirmisher. It's going to be almost
And
GG.
you can see just how much Dogao really needs to win this. Like, he's got so many scouts right now. He's even doing bloodlines. And with that, he should be able to push this back. But he has to be able to push this back because he needs the front of his
Second
base.
tower as well.
Here we go.
Like clearly he has to
Easy
kill this
surround.
army, but the problem is, if he kills all the army, but Lix still gets Castle Age, 2-3 minutes faster than him, is it really enough to, keep him in this game? Because, Knights, Cav Archers coming out fairly soon. It's going to be
and with
dicey.
3 ranges, probably going Cav Archer, isn't he?
You'd expect so.
And Dogao
Okay.
will clean that
He
up.
cleaned
That's
it up
very good
really
for
well.
him.
That's nice. 21 military to 9 at the moment.
There's
Insane
actually a lot of
numbers.
units in the towers, though, actually. Check that.
I mean,
You got to click
there's
just
5
on that. Yeah, 5 archers in there.
and 3
then-
skirms. So 8 of his military, essentially.
That's good damage. He's actually getting a lot of kills with the towers. He got 4 kills with those towers already. And maybe
Ooh,
another one.
scout.
5
He's going to get a
kills.
couple of these
I think
skirms,
that's
probably.
6 kills. That's actually so good. Like, the 2 towers there doing a lot of damage. And now Dogao's once again going to try and wall up those ranges. But I think Lix maybe Lix can stop this. What do you think?
I think he should be able to. Like, if he just keeps massing, right? Right. And he's got these units coming out here. He can bail out of these towers as well if he needs some more numbers. Because he doesn't have to kill all this army. He just needs to, force the
Roughen it
villager to
enough.
run back a little bit. And then once he hits Castle Age, we've got some more numbers coming out. We've still got these scouts that are roaming around trying to do stuff. And what's this red dot over here?
Oh, Lix is actually doing knights. He's
another
going for
stable.
Castle Age, scale barding armor and bloodlines.
Right, and here's a stable foundation that he wants to build. We've got this one here, plus this other one back in this corner. There's going to be knights coming out of every little pocket of his island.
Knights coming at you from all angles.
All the
That's
angles.
what's going to happen. Oh, boy.
Dogao's buying food. He's preparing to go imp himself. Sorry, imp castle.
Yeah.
Yep. Remember,
it's
it is
taking him a long
slightly
time,
cheaper
though.
for Italians.
It's still taking him a long time. Like, he's just clicking up now, and Lix is going to be up for at least 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes before Dogao can even get up. So this is going to be big, and he's probably expecting... Right, I think this is really cool, because Lix has got 3 ranges there, right? Dogao is probably expecting Cav Archer.
Well, he's seen the stable coming up. That should be a little bit of a hint. But like even upgrading these into skirms and crossbows is still, a somewhat scary army here. And then when these knights come in from this side, it's just going to be even worse.
Is he making Cav Archers at all? No.
No,
So I
nothing
think
at
what
all.
he's doing is he's thinking, well, Dogao's going to make a lot of skirms to deal with my incoming Cav Archers.
Oh yeah,
These knights are going to tear them a new one.
100%. And like he's finally going to pick up one of these vills, but oh wow,
There you go.
Dogao's already calling GG.
Wow. Well played, Lix.
I think-
SY.
I feel like the story of this game is like just the KD. Dogao made so many more units to defend from this, and he took so many more losses. So much invested resources, slowing him down, preventing him from clicking up as early as Lix. Like you would expect the Italians, they've got a cheap age up.
Yeah.
That sort of balances out the Huns' eco bonus from not needing houses.
And I think the Huns got the game that they wanted as well, right? Like a quite a scrappy game on land where your opponent's obviously trying or came to this game with water in mind. You don't just take Italians if you want to get a scrappy land fight with the Huns, right? He did wall off, which is fine, but the landing really caught him out, and the landing was very, very effective.
Like there's even these knights streaming in from this side, heading towards his gold that he can't really defend. And even back at home, like Lix is prepared. Like he's fully walled up, so like even a counter landing of a couple of scouts or something isn't going to wreck him.
Man, look at Lix's economy. It's so like tiny and compact.
Yeah, everything's just in their own little
And
space.
then look at Dogao. It's like whoa, Panic at the Disco right there. Yeah, it's messy, but that's just sort of that was the byproduct, I guess, of Lix doing that. And yeah, I guess I have to update overlays. Don't I?
You need to update the overlays.
I forgot that part.
So that was well played by Lix, winning that 2-1 there. And up next, we're going to have MBL versus Riot. Zach, do you remember how to do the
I
overlays?
can't make sense of your score. I can't make sense of your spreadsheet. I'm
Oh,
looking
boy.
at that and I'm like, that's too
There's
much
lots of
information
words
on
that I don't
one-
understand.
Well, it's not that. It's just like you need to know how a spreadsheet is functioning to be able to use it. And I have no idea
Okay.
how your spreadsheet is
We'll
working.
switch
So
back around and we'll set it up for our next match, MBL versus Riot, in just a second.
yeah, I totally forgot. I was like, I'm in the other seat, and that the person who sits in that seat has to update the overlays, and I have no idea. So that was a nice series, though. Lix played very well, and Dogao wasn't able to take victory from Lix. Lix is going to be happy with that. SY are going to be happy with that, because that victory means that SY still have a chance to compete for a top 2 finish and an invite to the LAN final. Coming up next, though, NBA